It's meltdown in the sky. You can judge a wise man by the color of his skin. Misty off in my head. I'm bleeding on
All right. Good morning. Good morning. It is June 26th. Hopefully everyone's feeling well. Take a look at that disclosure and then we'll get to it. I wonder if anyone's living on the edge. All right. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Scott Redler. I am the Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com. Hopefully everyone's feeling well. It is 6:26, or actually it's 6:33 on June 26th. It is Wednesday. Welcome to the 6:30 Club, where we talk about some ideas that could be getting ready to go. We talk about what the street's focusing on or obsessing on at times, where potentially we could have multiple plans, and we work on our process. You see that sauna behind me? Guess what? Tomorrow's 4 weeks from surgery, and I'm allowed back in the sauna and the ice barrel. It's been 4 weeks. Geez. Take care of your problems, take care of your business, so this way you can get back to life. It's not going to go away without you. But anyway, let me say hello to some of my dogs around the world. Who do we got? We got Space this morning. Loving Rivian. Good for you. Good job you stayed with it. We got Uruguay in the house. I got Ontario in the house. What up, Ali Hassan? We got Options Rap. We got Joe Repisol. Oh, I haven't seen you in a while. What's up, buddy? I got Johnny in the house. We got Hungry. There you go. My Eastern European friends. Anyway, it's good to see the consistency of everyone tuning back in. You know, you can make money in the stock market if you're consistent, if you have a process, and if you execute with confidence, because you feed the brain and keep yourself happy. Anyway, what's going on this morning? SPYs are up about 5 or 6 handles. We have had a little sloppy action. This was last Thursday. If you remember, last Thursday looked like you had a good sell area above 550, which we did talk about. And then you had a bit of a pushback towards the 8-day, which we've been above the 8-day the whole time. So, since June 4th, it's now June 26th. We've been up above the 8-day pretty much for 3 weeks. So what happens when you're above the 8-day in Red Dog land? You try and be long. You try and navigate your process, your system. Some people are like, well, Red Dog, you said 550 could be a tactical top for June and July. I did, and I still think so. But again, doesn't mean you can't be in some things. You can't be rotating through sectors, and you can't be trying to make some money, because there are definitely some very big ranges to play. Anyway, 546 is your resistance. Again, if you bought into the 8-day, like you bought into the gap, or you bought into the 8-day, you're making money playing the ranges, right? Anyway, playing the ranges, right? While we're doing that, let's talk about the SMHs. The SMHs, if you remember, last Thursday, which was about a week ago, we talked about selling the SMHs, selling the semis, selling some longs, getting short, right? And what happened here? You had a really nice tradable short. Literally, you could have done anything you wanted here. You could have bought puts, you could have went short, you could have sold longs, and got out of the way for a 3-day down move. And then if you remember, we talked about, on day 3 down, below 120, I was like, you could accumulate NVDA again, and you could maybe get some options and do whatever you're going to do. And all of a sudden, down $3, at least cover your shorts, right? Then yesterday, you didn't get a down move, but, there was definitely a dip to buy. And now we're opening, in this spot. So with that being said, where is resistance? This high here is what? This is 269-ish. It went as high as, it didn't even get into the zone, but it's opening in the zone. I would think that if the sellers have any control, that you could probably, if you covered your short into the 3rd day down, you could probably short somewhere close to this 269-ish. And if you did get long yesterday, I would trim some into this up move. Same thing with NVIDIA. NVIDIA gave you a really beautiful sell setup above 136 and 140. Okay, and then failed to hold 136, came in. That was your day 1. And then if you remember, I was talking about 120 down to 118. Unfortunately, that day it looked like it was going a lot lower. So I know some people did not buy as much as they wanted to buy below 120. I bought some options, made some money. I could have done better also. And then yesterday, though, there was some strength and you could have accumulated all day long. And now NVIDIA is up 260. So I'd be selling into this 129 area. Doesn't mean you could short it here, but some might try and short the 129 to 133 area. It's just a little hard doing that in front of Micron. Micron is tonight. So if you have a strong day today and Micron is good, you might get squeezed. But ultimately, really nice follow through to yesterday's strong close. I'd be trimming into this zone. So it just shows you that these ranges are tradable. That's what you got to do. You got to take advantage of these sides of the ranges. Some of the guys like, why was Avago so bad yesterday? I don't know. I've accumulated some options starting on Friday, which was right here, and I added into here thinking that, hey, maybe we get some kind of pre and post split move. So far, it's been elusive, but we'll see. Kind of get above this little spot here. What's yesterday's high for Avago? It is 1606. So we'll see. What's this low? This low is 15. So in order to get to 1660, it's got to get above 1606. And this is a tough stock to trade. Very, very, very tough. So that's why I'm with options, because even me, who's a pretty seasoned trader, has a hard time trading this stock, because if you buy it wrong, there's a big spread and it's a pain in the butt. It's almost like SMCI. But ultimately, I do think that into this little spot, it's a good buyable dip, which is what we did. Yeah, someone's saying that Google, nice day yesterday. So I wasn't in Google yesterday, but Google to me is good to see, because it shows that some of these quality names are able to continue to break out. And look at that breakout. Google is a stock that I put on my charts. I do 30, 40 charts a day, every day, and I give everyone levels to buy and trade against. And Google, which has also been a good power play at times, look at this clean move. For a month, it went sideways, finally triggered above this 176-ish, got above 181, and there you go. What's Google doing this morning? It'd be nice if Google's up a little bit to give some follow through. Either which way, it's only down 19 cents. But I like to see that, because it gives me confidence that maybe some of the other ones that we've been focused on could finally have a good move. So, we all know the rabbit in the room that everyone's watching, is still Amazon, and it's very hard. Yesterday, there was a sell imbalance of like 5 million shares, which I did buy into, but still, it's like, come on, really? So ranges are meant to wear you out. So just make sure you don't have too much. Make sure you're not adding on strength, but make sure you're still involved. That if we do get this move above 189, 191-ish, there's really not much on its way to 195 or 200. Just when is it going to happen? Is it going to happen at the end of this week? Is it going to happen over July 4th week? Is it, you don't know. If you're an investor, you have no problem. Just stay the course. At one point this year, you're going to be, high-fiving your friends at, Amazon's 205. But to play this move, you have to be very careful, not getting worn out. So I'm still buying 192 half calls for July 5th. It is June 26th. I think that's enough time. And I'm in the stock, so we'll see. I've also been focusing on Apple. Apple is kind of getting tight again. I did buy some 195 calls, and I also bought some 220 calls a little further out. I don't think that this move is done. If you remember, we had a really, really nice trade when it cleared 197, 199 to hit 220. So at this point, it's getting tight here. It's definitely tricky how it pushes really fast and then, and then comes in and fades the rest of the day. Right now, Apple's on the move. Look at that, up 242. That's good. I have a lot of options on a lot of stock. Yes. And I'm going to say, and I don't want to get everyone excited, but finally, Tesla does look like it's ready to go. Okay. Tesla finally really has that look where, it'd be unfortunate if it doesn't. And I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't point it out to you guys. But it does look like, you're hanging in here. You're now finally above the 8-day. You have 188. You have 191. This is 198. Can this move happen? Some people are like, yo, Red Dog, but now Rivian's got a $5 billion cash infusion from Volkswagen. It's going to take over, Tesla. I don't think it's the case. It's not going to create competition. It's just good that some other EV company is going to survive, and it's showing how important, the autonomous software is. So right now, Tesla's down 60 cents. It was upgraded actually today, so which nobody's really focusing on with a 260 target or so. But I think that you got to watch this. I have a lot of 190, 250 calls for next week, thinking that at some point it's going to want to go. I'm hoping to have enough size. I don't want to buy strength and get spun around like it's done a bunch of times, but this does look to me like it's ready to go. Do not lose sight of this. I'm long the stock. I'm long options. Maybe it goes, red to green today and you get a push. And we'll see. Tesla used to be my favorite stock to trade 2-3 years ago, and since then it's been predatory and hard. But maybe it's time. Rivian's really, really cute. It finally, it looked really good. I gave you 2 days. I know a lot of people in it. Sometimes it's funny as a professional. Like, I'm a professional trader. I've been doing this since 1997. Okay, I have friends that call me for like stock picks. Some of them are on my, my note, my news service, this and that. And yesterday, like probably around 6 o'clock, I'm getting phone calls from two of my friends. Like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm like, what happened? Like, remember you told me to buy Rivian a bunch of weeks ago at 11? I still have 3,000 shares. I'm like, all right, congratulations. That's great. Stock's up 4.5. He's big move. He hasn't watched it once. He's like, I'm like, you still in it? He's like, yeah, you never told me to sell it. I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then my brother, who thinks he's the best trader in America, which he is very smart. He's a big fundamental guy. He bought like I think almost 4,000 shares below 10, and then he didn't care that there was a little topping tail here, or care about this. Just said, okay, I like the technology. Someone's going to blah, blah, blah. And then yesterday I had to get the text saying, maybe I should have your job. I'm like, okay. But anyway, and then because as a trader, like I had $13 and $14 calls on for the last 3 months. And guess what? They all expired a week ago. So I do not have my options on. So I'm not making big money today. But again, if you happen to be an investor, which shows you can do it if you pick the right stocks and you don't trade for a living, you can get paid. Isn't that funny? Anyway, it's true, right? What's up, Bobby? Sometimes dumb money makes more money than smart money. Like you're talking about Lily. I have a friend that bought Lily a bunch of years ago because his daughter, named Lily, is now, I think, 10. And thank goodness she didn't name him Penelope because he'd be in Pfizer, bought Lily, and now she's 10. And I think he's got post-split almost 1,000 shares from 40, and it's 905. And every time he asks me about it, I'm always like, you should sell a little bit. And he's like, I don't want to pay any taxes. And P.S., this is when, as a technician, we were buying it at 587. And then I came out with another strategy in here with this channel right around here. And P.S., he's in 1,000 shares. He's in from like 46, and, he's going to pay for his kid's college because he's stuck with it. And the reason why he's still in it is because he didn't want to pay any taxes. And now this thing's probably on its way to 1,000. And, there you go. So again, investor, trader, trader and investor. So there's lots of ways you could have a job and make money if you know the stock market or trade for a living. But anyway, Lily's up another 2, and it's above the 8-day. If you like to be long stocks above the 8-day, which I've written 100 ebooks about, Lily's been one of them. Meanwhile, yesterday, NVO gave you a nice gap up. Remember yesterday, you guys were telling me about the news about approval, I think, in Europe. Well, it gapped up above the prior pivot. Now you have a pro-earnings gap to trade against, and it probably continues. So not everything has to be tech. Not everything has to be like that. If you remember, it was over a week ago, like a Monday of last week, I was on with Cavuto on Fox Business, and I was telling him I like the XLE for a trade. I wasn't sure if a new trend was going to develop. I wasn't sure if we could stay with it. Biopharma says she wishes he named his daughter NVIDIA. Well, listen, I will say we all give Kramer a hard time, but the bottom line is Kramer named his dog NVIDIA over 5 years ago. So anyway, if you remember, we were buying the $88 calls in the XLE for $1, sold them up to 3.5, ka-chingo, and then I rolled them up to the 93s. And look, this kind of held this spot pretty well right here. So maybe there's a new trend. Maybe high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. Ooh, first time a little bit of a higher high. So if we could show some commitment and move, that would be pretty good. Let me see something. What's the XLE doing this morning? It's only down 3 cents. So this XLE, I see also a lot of guys out there talking about how the XLE is going to be usually in July over the summer. It has a better sector. So maybe this acts better. I'm also still in Oxy. Uh-oh. Why the trend spider's having a little bit of a problem here. Anyway, I'm selling some Oxy. So with that being said, oh, there it is. Now this also held where it kind of had to. So Buffett owns 29% of this. I bought it on this day, sold some, bought some. I'm still in a bunch, and I'm going to try and stick with it. So these are my two, non-tech trades for now. What is space specials at the end of the month, end of the quarter, end of the half, Friday, window dressing days. So yeah, we'll see. Sometimes you get also a rebalance into the end of a quarter, and then you get new flows for the first few days. So anything could happen, but at this point, we'll see. Just focus again on the setups. If you get worn out and you miss one, you miss one. Some guys are really worn out with Bitcoin, and I get it. I've lost money also trying to play this rally in Bitcoin, trying to time a move, but it didn't work, didn't happen, and it is what it is. If you bought this move, this was a great move when it got about 44,000 in February. Okay, gave you a move to 73. Look how fast and furious. Bull flag continuation, and then looked like it went sideways enough and didn't. Then it looked like it was ready to go again and didn't. Then it really looked like it was ready to go and didn't. But ultimately, it's still in this range between 58 and 73, going sideways. And at some point, maybe it's the fall. It could break out of this range. But for now, it's just, a pain in the butt is what it is. Listen, guys, don't be knocking your head against the wall. It's June 26th. You have a summer ahead of you. You're almost at the end of the first half of the year. So we'll see what, how we finish, what we close, what's the new, scenario. Someone's like ARM. Yeah, I play ARM. ARM is deemed a stronger semi. Look at this move that it had. This actually wound up giving you a red dog reversal. A red dog reversal. What's a red dog reversal? Come on, you know what a red dog reversal is in ARM. Well, what did it do? This was the low, 150.60, went below by 90 cents. Reclaimed that yesterday. You could have bought ARM after from 177, 27 points lower, risked $1, and PS ARM right now is probably up a bit with the rest of the semis, up $1. You could have made $11 in ARM, okay, which is a fact, using the red dog reversal with a 90-cent stop, and you could be selling it today literally for $10. So 90 cents risk for $10. That's why people love the red dog reversal. Anyway, with that said, good luck today at 650. I've got to roll. I'm going to hang out with the Alpha team and see what today brings. Listen, stay focused, stay on your game, appreciate life, have gratitude, and just make some progress and smile, right? You can get a lot more with a smile than a frown. So turn that frown upside down. Later.